Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going into another one tool review. If you guys are new to the channel, the one tool review is a series that I started recently in which I purchase a single tool from a lineup and we review it. Right now we're going over screwdrivers. I think I've done 4 or 5 videos so far, and total we're doing 8 of them just specifically for different screwdrivers. I'll be going over the specs, features, pricing, all of that, and then after I've finished doing all of these single reviews, we'll bring it all 8 of the screwdrivers, into the showdown, and I will place them in order from worst to best. And keep in mind, these are all pretty high-end tools, so even the worst one or the worst scored one is still a really good tool. But if we do review one that I really do not like, or we find something that isn't good, then I'll definitely make sure to mention it so you guys are aware. But any tool that you guys are interested in, I have a link down in the description. Underneath the tools and tools continued link, you will find these tools and many others that I suggest. So if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. Also keep in mind that we do have merch now, so we have shirts and hoodies and all of that. So if you guys are interested in any of that, that'll be down in the description as well. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns on the tools, maybe I forget to mention something that you would like to know, I will do my best to answer it. Just leave a comment down below. Other than that, I really hope you guys enjoy this series. If you guys do, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and get right into this. So here we are looking at the Felo by Bondus. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not 100% sure. We're looking at a lot of tools that I've never owned before, so this is one of them. I've never owned a Felo product, but as far as the lineup so far, we've gone over Japan, German, and US made screwdrivers. So this is one of them that I picked up. This one is made in Germany, so we'll go over the specs and pricing and everything like that. I do want to mention that Felo does have quite a lineup of different screwdrivers. This is not the only design available. For this wood handle design, you're looking at a price between $12 and $36 for each one, just depending on what size you get and with what features. And then the set ranges usually from $60 to $80. They have a couple different size sets, so just keep that in mind. Just to mention a few of the other ones that they have available are insulated screwdrivers, their Ergo screwdriver, Torx, M-Tech, nut drivers, the 2-component handle screwdriver. So quite a bit, and those range, anywhere from, as far as the sets, will range anywhere from $25 to $135, just depending on what style you go with and what features they have. So some very affordable ones to getting into some pretty expensive ones. But once again, there's a lot of other brands out there that are in that price range that aren't nearly in the same quality range. So I think a lot of these Japan and German and USA made screwdrivers, if you look for them, you can find some really good prices, especially when you compare it to some others that may be made in Taiwan. So this one is actually a full beech wood handle. So before we looked at the vessel, and this is a wood composite, so it's like a sawdust and a resin that they mix in order to create this handle, which I absolutely love. But this is an actual just wooden handle. It is sealed, so I apologize for the glare. It is quite a shiny handle, as you can tell. There's quite a bit of shine on there. So I'm trying to prevent you from staring at that glare. It is a 6-sided handle for anti-roll, and you do have 2 flats up here on the front. So a flat in there and there. So if it's on that side, if I were to grab this and just, so it doesn't roll, it slides. But like any other one that I grab, you do that, you get rolling. This one does not. So kind of a cool little feature there, but it's basically only if you have it on those 2 flat tabs. It'll still, the handle will prevent it even if it's not on those 2 flats, but it will roll a little bit easier if it's not. I do want to mention real quickly that these do have very similar handle designs. Obviously, I should say shape. You have that kind of squished Play-Doh look, like if you were to grab Play-Doh and squeeze it in your palm, that's kind of the shape that you get. It's kind of hard to see the detail of the Vera screwdriver on the black mat, but basically the same shape here, maybe a little bit more aggressive with the roundness here on these lobes than the Felo, but all around I like the shape, especially since I find this to be a very comfortable handle. So when I first grabbed this one, I really like the shape. Now, if you're used to composite, or plastic and rubber 2-component handles, the wood may be something that you're not used to, may feel funny in the hand, or if you're used to using wooden screwdrivers, you may really enjoy this one because you have that wooden handle of what you used to find back in the day all the time, but now with a more ergonomic grip or a more comfortable grip. But once again, that's all personal preference depending on whether or not you like this handle design. On the end here, you can see it's a darker ring. That is actually a leather cap. That is leather material that is basically, adhered to the wooden handle, and they've basically just sanded it flush. I can kind of feel a lip right here, but it's not like my fingernail doesn't even get caught on it. It's just something I can feel. And that is because this is a full tang through handle, so the blade goes all the way through, so you can use this as a striking cap. This leather ring here is to prevent splintering of the wood handle, so when you're smacking this, it prevents you from just annihilating that handle. Now, I think a full steel cap would have probably been a nice touch instead of just the small blade that comes to the back, but I guess the leather is a nice touch. It's better than nothing. But I did find that very interesting. And you can still feel the grain in it, even though the handle is sealed to prevent it from absorbing chemicals and things like that. It kind of protects the wood from small nicks and things like that, but it's really going to prevent oil and brake clean, chemicals like that from just straight absorbing into the handle. This one does have a hex bolster, so you can use your wrench on it in order to gain leverage on a fastener. The tip on this is not magnetic, but keep in mind you can make any screwdriver magnetic. Well, that depends. Most screwdrivers you can make magnetic. You do have a black oxide finish up here on the tip, so it won't chip or break away, changing the size of the blade. You have a nice chrome finish going up into the hex bolster, and then you have this chrome plated cap, and this is basically here to compress the blade into the handle as well as prevent the wood from splitting or anything up here. So it's sealing the end of the handle as well as helping to hold the blade into the screwdriver, but obviously it has been firmly pressed into the handle, so I don't think you're ever going to have to worry about the blade coming out of the handle. That is just kind of to close off this end of the handle and where they have used the leather cap on this end. It is a chrome moly vanadium steel blade, and the warranty was quite confusing. On one portion of the description it states a 15-year warranty, and then the paragraph directly below it states they carry a lifetime warranty. So I have no idea. The box shows 15 years. Very confusing. I'm hoping to never have to use the warranty, but there are two different statements there. This is going to be, I tried to keep all the screwdrivers the same size, so the blade itself, it's going to be a 4-inch blade with a 3/8 inch cap. So you have 4 3/8 here, and then an additional 4-inch handle. So that is a total of 8 3/8 inches roughly on this screwdriver. Basically the same size as the other ones. We have a little bit of variation, but we'll get into that when we go into the showdown. Blade thickness is just over 6 millimeters, or just over 1/4 inch. That's your standard blade on screwdrivers. Figured I'd mention that. And then that'll just kind of bring you in for a close-up look. You've already kind of gotten a good look at the tip of the screwdriver. That black phosphate finish, the chrome blade, hex bolster, cap, the wooden handle. Kind of see where it's been shaped. Chromoly vanadium, Felo, made in Germany. Part number is 337 for this one, and it is a Phillips head number 2 at 100 millimeters, or they're talking about the 4-inch blade. Then you got the striking blade end here with the leather cap. Overall, nice design. Once again, it's all personal preference, whether you prefer your multi-component, plastic, rubber handles, or if you prefer a wooden handle. But I think if you are one that enjoys wooden handle screwdrivers, but you're looking for a more up-to-date screwdriver design in the handle, this is a good option. If you're used to just the plastic and rubber, you may find this awkward. It's all personal preference. So once again, this one ranges just, I think I paid about $14 for this one. So priced very well, priced very similarly to the other ones that we have went over. And that is it as far as the information that I have. We'll just go ahead and do a real quick, I'll fast forward through it. I just tested on multiple different screws. Some of these are stripped out, some of them are a little bit smaller. Button heads, wood screws, just different designs. I've slightly stripped some of them out. We won't be using this one. Obviously, that one is completely drilled out. And then obviously not the self-tappers over here. But I'll just run them out and run them back in to see if I have any slipping or anything like that. So it performed very well. I did slip once on this wood screw here, but that was my own fault, not due to the screwdriver. This screwdriver does not have any fancy features as compared to a couple of the others that we've looked at, where the Vessel Megadora has the Jaws Fit feature, which just has some teeth up in here. And then the Vera one has the laser cut teeth up in there. But this one is just your standard Phillips head design, non-magnetic, but performs very well. The fitment on a Phillips head number 2 is very nice, nice and snug, so works very well, and definitely one to consider. But I'll rank them, and then in the showdown, we'll see how this one performs. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below of your guys' thoughts on this. And as always, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. See you guys next time.